We are having a very successful story of education with Egg, using Egg for education in the microprocessors classes. So when the semester started, we had Egg version 1.1.3, and with students' feedback, we added much features like set, rewind, and then the registers content. We broke the machine interface so the debugger is aware of architecture specific information like the word length and the registers diff functionality, the internationalization. This was very great as our students are Brazilians and much of them doesn't know any any English, so internationalization was great. And ASCII output, etc. So for the next semester, after we had a great experience using Egg in the first one, we plan to continue using it, but we are going to, before the semester start, it will start in the next week, we are going to release Egg version 3. Much important changes are being made, mainly regarding the debugging and assembling, because the error messages mainly of the assembler weren't as good as they could be, mainly because the assembler didn't know where exactly it was parsing in the file, so there wasn't any way to print the file name or line number in the assembler error message. So we rewrote the whole assemblers of all architectures, so now they are aware of this kind of information, and the debugger is also aware. So for example, if I open the latest, the 3.0.0 RC with a file and I print the program, as you can see now, not only the address but also the line of the instruction is printed. And this kind of syntax in Visual Studio Code, I can control click here and it will take me to there, and that kind of stuff. And also now you can use this or the address or the label to create a breakpoint, and you can use them interchangeably. For example, if I create a breakpoint at underline start, it will show me there is a breakpoint at this line, label underline start, this address. I can remove it. I can create based on the line, etc. So this is very great, as it is much easier than searching the instructions in the program print output and stuff like that. Other thing we are developing is directives. For example, if you would create a vector for testing in the assembly file, you would have to write a literal, like something like %01, then %02, then %03, and it's very confusing, especially if you were to use word-sized variables and stuff like that. So we added directives, and one of them is, for example, bits 32. There is also bits 8, bits 16, and bits 64. And what they do, they just put some literal numbers in the assembly file. For example, I can create a huge 64-bit number, and it will just put it there, just like the literal, just put the bytes there. And there's also dot space that can create just an empty space, for example 16 bytes of empty space in the middle of the file. And there is also include. Include is very great because now you can reuse code from other files, of course. As an example, I have here test.asm. It adds 1 to T0 then include exit.asm. And what it does, it's just like a C-like include that will just copy paste the file there. If I show exit.asm, it's just an a break. If we run the emulator with that file, test.asm, we print the program and we can see that in the 0 address that is the array, and then in the 4th it is a break, and the first is on test.asm, the first line, and the second is in the first line of exit.asm. And of course I can use the file name as breakpoint and stuff like that. It just works. This will address most issues we have been having with egg. This kind of stuff I will show then in the error message. For example, if I remove this argument over there and try to assemble, it says in test.asm line 1 there is an error assembly because wrong number of arguments for instruction edge, and other stuff there is under my head. This kind of stuff will help a lot students for the next semester, I hope. We are working a lot on creating a better emulator for all of us.